flow so smooth, he's stealing the show. From the streets to the screen, he's got the glow. Hermdo on the mic, he's dynamite.
Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you, and today we're talking about scams. I was scammed before. It was an employment scam. This guy said he had a job for me, and he sent me a check. I cashed the check, not knowing any better. I started kind of getting wind that this was probably a scam because he wanted me to buy a bunch of gift cards with the money. And I was going to go back to the bank, but it was just, they wound up calling me. The check bounced, and I was on the hook for like $4,000, and the money was gone. And I didn't know what the fuck to do. My bank didn't catch it, which surprised me. It was a credit union. I don't know how the cashier looked at that check, or the teller looked at that check and didn't know it wasn't real. But that happened to me. But there's another scam coming out that looks pretty scary. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, what happened to me, it was just a mess. I had to, remember my bank called me like, hey, all this money just got taken out of your account. This check just bounced. And I had to file a police report. Cop came by. I had to write exactly what happened down. And I felt like a real dummy. I had to take a loan out to pay it back. It was such a nightmare. And I paid the price for that for a while. It was a real nightmare. But that happened to me. I thought, you hear about a scam, you're thinking this is just going to happen to some old people. Like this kind of thing you have to worry about with your grandma, especially like I'm hearing stories about how they like clone your voice and they call your grandparents and be like, oh, hey, grandma, I'm in some legal trouble. I need $5,000 or something. That's freaky, because that would definitely, my grandparents are all passed away, but I have other older relatives, and that makes me nervous. That makes me very nervous. You talk to them about it, like, just, hey, if this, don't ever, I tell them, don't, like, ever send anybody money, even if you think it's me, I mean, if I want money, I'll just straight up go to your house and ask you. I won't call you on the phone. I don't know. You got to figure something out. But there's a lot of different kinds of scams. Treasury check fraud. There's some warning signs of a fake check, irregular perforations, missing check numbers, incorrect routing codes, old magnetic ink character recognition, notifications of the memo area, or notations of the memo area. Yeah, it just... Let's see, here's the Federal Trade Commission. Like some fake check scams. Mystery shopping. Yeah, scammers tend to hire you as a mystery shopper. They tell you that it's your first time to evaluate retailers that sells gift cards. Yeah, this is what happened to me. This is what happened to me. Money orders or a wire transfer service like Western Union or MoneyGram. You get a check with instructions to deposit a personal bank account and wire some of the money to someone else, but what you do, the money is gone and the so-called employer can disappear too. Yeah, they can't find these guys. The cops pretty much told me there was nothing they could do. The bank told me there was nothing they could do. I was kind of pissed off about that because I felt like I should at least be reimbursed or something. I never got reimbursed. It was a big fucking nightmare. But that's how I got scammed. So just in case, you think it couldn't happen to you. Yeah, it was dumb, but I was desperate back then. I had been unemployed for a few months. It's like they knew or something that I was totally desperate for money. Totally desperate for a job. I was sending out dozens of resumes, getting rejected left and right. I had no money coming in. I think I had like a couple bucks of unemployment coming in, but it was an absolute nightmare. One of the worst times in my life. But there's other stuff. This new one kind of freaked me out. I saw this on Twitter earlier today. I wanted to share it. I received a phone call from Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office this afternoon. Officer reads off his badge number and proceeds to ask if this is my name located at my address with social security number. Reads last four of my social. Fuck. Was walking through Costco as I took the call. So these guys know you. These guys know you. This is why you use VPNs. This is why you protect your data as much as you possibly can. It sounds official. Cops don't... I don't think cops will call you. They'll just go and pick you up, But let's read on. I confirmed accuracy. The officer proceeded to tell me that I failed to appear for jury duty and currently have a civil citation as a result, which can lead to an immediate arrest. He proceeded to ask if I was able to come down to the sheriff's office in town. He gave the address. Now, this gets really intricate. The kind of info these scammers have is really freaky. I quickly Googled the address, confirming it is in fact the sheriff's office in town. Damn, legit. I proceeded to tell him that I never received a jury notice. He said that a common scam is going around. Scammers are forging jury summons, causing all sorts of problems. I had just moved into the new home a month ago. He listed off the date in which the letter should have arrived, and of course it was during the week I was moving. It all added up. The officer stated they had two choices: drive down to the sheriff's office today, or an officer would come to my house. I immediately hopped in my truck and started driving there. I'm anal. Zero chance I missed jury duty. I'm 100% innocent. Orange isn't my color. Once I got in my car, I asked the officer for more proof that he was legitimate. He suggested I Google the number that I took the call from. I did. It matched. He repeated his badge number, full name, the judge's name, etc. Google matched everything to a local corresponding person. I asked if I could patch in my lawyer as I drove. The officer stated that I could call him once I arrived at the station, and that there is currently a gag order in effect due to the high-profile case in hand. In his words, they were attempting to entrap the scammers. After about 15 minutes on the phone, I was about 5 minutes away from the sheriff's headquarters. The officer told me I need to bring 2 forms of ID in addition to the payment of the civil fines. He said I would be reimbursed once I could prove it was a forged signature. Once I confirmed that I had the cash, the officer notified me that I need to make payment at an alternate location prior to arriving to the sheriff's office. He rerouted me to a federal payment processing location, ! And there I am, 20 minutes into this phone call. So that's the moment. If they tell you to take money to a place that's not a police station or a sheriff's office, definite scam. A lot of people, they hear something that sounds official. You know, this guy's reading him all this info off and it's totally accurate. But luckily, Joey here, Joey Rosati, my buddy Joey, he recognized it. He was like, okay, this is bullshit. He already took the money out. And I don't blame him. This shit. I remember I got a phone call. Somebody said there was like a civil suit being brought against me. And I knew it was bullshit. I remember it was just like, I'm never in any legal trouble. I'm a good law-abiding boy. I should speak to that a little bit more. That was quite a while ago. But people will call you and be like they sound like official like lawyers and stuff like that. And they'll be like, there's a case pending against you. You need to come here and give us this money. You know, that's the whole thing. If they ask for money, bro, come on. Another scam. You know, I'll talk about that later. Let's get back into this tweet thread. I'm rambling. I apologize. After ditching my Costco basket mid-aisle, realizing I was getting scammed, these guys were good. Their script was perfect. I fell hook, line, and sinker. Every single data point matched. I'm young and consider myself relatively tech-savvy, yet I fell hard. I got off the phone and called the sheriff's office, who unfortunately told me that I wasn't their first call today. Multiple people are getting scammed on a daily basis. I only realized once payment had to be posted somewhere other than the sheriff's office. I called back the scam numbers after an hour later, no answer. Then they called me back a few minutes later, starting the scam all over again. I went with it, only to feel more ashamed the second time. Once they realized I was screwing with them, they hung up. Some call center somewhere is absolutely raking in the cash on this, and whoever is coaching them deserves every bit of the bonus this month. I respect the hustle. I want to punch them in the face just as much as I want to hire them. Please roast me at your dinner table tonight. Hopefully this story saves your mom, dad, grandma, whoever is falling for this insanity. If that post saves one person, though, it's worth it. Thank you for attending my real-world scam artist TED Talk. So yeah, this kind of stuff happens to people. You gotta really, really be vigilant out there. And, you know, I thought I knew about technology and stuff too. But back to that earlier story, like they called me. This one guy called me. They called me multiple times too. It was freaky. But they were just like, there's this big lawsuit against you. I knew no one was suing me. I knew it. I didn't, you know. I mean, for a minute there, they had me going for like a minute, but I just knew it. It was not a very well put together scam. The guy on the phone, I mean, some of these guys sound official. I've gotten a few scam calls before. Some of these guys sound official. This kid sounded like he was 18 years old and he wasn't even American. And I'm like, no, bro. No, bro. This is not legit. This is not legit. Now, let's look at some Twitter reaction. Okay. Compound Shampound says, had this happened as well, hung up and called the county sheriff's office. The officer said, sir, when we need you, we just come pick you up. We don't call first. It's always struck with me as pretty logical in retrospect. One time I went along with their bit and acted like I was terrified and would comply. Had them going for 45 minutes before they caught on and cussed me. Repeated that several more times until they blocked my number from calling them. One of my greatest accomplishments. Thinking about the old folks that barely have any savings getting scammed scanned by this, break my heart. They wanted $4,500 for failure to appear. Move that microphone. $4,500 for the contempt of court. $9K to make it go away immediately. Scare tactics are wild. Amazing what you'll do to not go to jail, even if undeniably innocent. You seriously thought you could be arrested for missing jury duty? Yeah, you can get in legal trouble for that. You can. I think there's some big fines in place. But, you know, the average guy, he doesn't know this stuff. I'm not even sure myself. I've had jury duty a couple times. I haven't had it in quite a few years, so I probably overdue. I know I'm going to get a mail from the local courtroom being like, oh, hey, you got jury duty, buddies. But it's a pain in the ass. But there's a lot of legal ins and outs that people just aren't familiar with. And I think, you know, you got to educate yourself more on how these things work and look out for this stuff. And it's really a pain in the ass. Just one more reason I don't take any calls from unknown numbers. If you're on an iPhone, enable that setting and enjoy a much simpler phone experience. Yep. Okay. Wait, the spouse of an employee fell for this last week and wired $20K large. All we can do is educate others on falling for it in the future. Yeah, Jesus Christ. $20K. I don't have any fucking money. That's the thing. These scammers are going to hate me. I'm a broke motherfucker. So, good luck getting $9,000 from me, buddy. Ain't no way. I just don't have the cash. I just be like, hey, take me to jail. At least I got 3 hots and a cot. You know, take me to jail, whatever. I'll get a tattoo. I'll be running that yard, baby. They'll be like, oh, here comes Hermdo. But, okay, stupid. But that's all I got for you guys for today. Thank you for stopping by. I always appreciate it. Follow my links down below. If you like this video, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a blessed day. It is Saturday. It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and it is raining, so I am inside making videos. But more content is on the way. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.
Yo, listen up, here's the deal. Let me introduce a real big deal. His name's Hermdo, got a YouTube show.